How did all this start?
How did it start? Well, it was back in 2007, Rob, when I was sitting at the hairdressers and talking to Ali about her marketing and what she was going to do, having set up a new salon. And she said, wouldn't it be nice to have something glossy to put my ads in? And quick as a wink, I said, I'll publish something. And I sat there and I thought about magazines, and it actually has been a passion of mine for many years. I've lived in Australia, the UK and New York, and I've carried magazines from country to country. I love good reading and I love good writing, and so it seemed just a natural progression to publish a magazine.
Most people's eyes will just glaze over, but I guess you just took it by small steps, step by step.
Well, I did. I saw that actually there was an opportunity. As we farm as well, everything that comes to us on the farm was very newspaper based, and to be fair, very directed to the male of the household. Now, come on, we all know who really makes the decisions in the households. Plus, we're partners in large farming businesses now, so it made sense to direct something that was high quality, that contained really good reading, and was directed more towards the female of the household in a rural sense. And so that's the premise I started with.
You obviously got some help.
In terms of, yes, staff-wise, yeah, very much so. We started from the lounge at home for the first year. So I had a couple of staff, all part-time. We were all mums as well with kids at school, so working around school hours and school holidays. And I think that's important as well, that starting a business for yourself can quite often be all-consuming. It certainly becomes all-consuming for your thoughts, but it can be all-consuming for your time. So you do have to watch that balance between family, life and business right from the start. And I've done that. It hasn't always been successful, but most of the time, family comes first and business is there as well.
It would have been hard work at the start and probably no pay.
Oh, very much so. I think, again, anyone starting a business for themselves has got to keep investing in that business to ensure that it grows. And you've got to get the word out there. You've really got to market who you are and what you're doing. And for me, that was all about getting out to meet the community, going out and talking to community groups, but very importantly, talking to as many potential clients as well, and showing them who we were and getting them to believe in the product as much as I did.
And they do?
Look, I'm absolutely thrilled to say that they do. We've got a number of advertisers that have been with us right since issue 1, and we're currently working on issue 46, so 9 years later they have been with us every single issue, which is very humbling, but it's something that I'm hugely proud of as well.
And now you've launched into a bridal one.
We did. In 2010 we launched Canterbury Bride, and again it was based on our local knowledge that there was just that niche there, that the wedding magazines were very Auckland based, and we thought, hang on, there's a market here for Canterbury brides wanting something that is all local and accessible to them as well. And so that kicked off Canterbury Bride, and then last year we launched South Island Bride, because again the wider South Island is quite often ignored by Auckland based publications, and we spotted the opportunity and thought a local magazine, and that's received huge success and readership, and people love it. So
Now Jo, you've obviously got pretty good staff, but how do you get them to take ownership of your project mentally?
One of the things that I learnt right from the start is that you can teach skills, but you can't teach passion. So all of the people that come to work for us have passion for Latitude before they come to work for us. They come to work for us because of their passion for Latitude, and that's something that I'll employ. 95% of the employment equation is that they must love Latitude to work here. And that, again, they've come with no media skills. We've been able to teach skills, or they develop as they go along, but you can't teach passion. So they've got to know the product and got to love it and want to work here. And I think that's really important for any business, to have staff that are passionate about what they're doing.
And there's no shortage of stories?
Look, Rob, I'm currently slightly overwhelmed actually by the number of stories. I'm probably getting 3 or 4 a day at the moment. So my pile of potential stories is growing, not diminishing, and I'm a firm believer that everyone has a story. So there's just there's years and years worth of Latitude still to come.
As far as those first shaky steps, you must have had a few sleepless nights.
Oh, very much so. I think it's your baby in a lot of ways, and you are constantly thinking about, where do I go, where do I take this? The thing about our business is there's 4 quite distinct areas that we have to market to. There's our editorial side of things. There's our readers who buy our magazine or subscribe to it, so we want to market to them. We've got our retailers who stock our product. That's really important, and we've got our advertisers that we need to talk to quite on a regular basis. And so each of those groups demand different parts of attention. So it's getting that equation right and make sure you're doing the right thing at the right time is not always easy, but I've learnt where to direct my time probably a lot better over the years. At the start, deadlines used to come on and sneak up on us quite regularly, and we'd be pulling all-nighters to get something to print. I'd like to think we're a lot more controlled now.
In the meantime, of course, you're also farming, so I guess it's a lot of time management.
It is. It means some very early mornings and sometimes some late nights as well, but I try and split my week up so that the first part of the week I'm in the office and the latter part of the week I'm working from home. So I might be doing some Latitude things, but I might be doing farm accounts or looking at crops or all sorts of different things that come up with a farming business these days, particularly around sort of farm environment plans. That's sort of one of our focuses this year on the farm is getting that nailed. So yeah, it's a busy life, and combined with that, I think having a business in a rural town, it's really important to give back to the community as well, and I try and do that by being involved with a couple of local events. The Long Beach Coastal Challenge is a really big one for us, and it's in its 10th year as well this year, and that's raised over $150,000 for the community in the last 10 years, which is pretty exciting. And also the Advance Ashburton Community Foundation, I'm a trustee on that.
What's your advice to somebody who wants to have a go but is too scared to take those first few steps?
Back yourself. I think that's the most important. Do your research, absolutely do your research, and go and talk to potential clients. Work out where your income stream is going to come from and get out there and talk to people that you think would be part of that income stream. And if they're positive and receptive to your idea, then you know you've got the right idea. If they sort of think, if their first reaction is no, then you might have a bit of work to do around refining your idea or refining your model. But it's really important to make sure that you have a strong income stream right from the start.
Banker, accountant and lawyer?
Oh, look, they're all important, absolutely, but generally you have to have the passion and just the guts and confidence to get out there and do it. The banker and the accountant and the lawyer are sometimes the handbrakes, and I think to get out there you actually need to put yourself out there and just do it with some guidance and obviously support from those very learned people and necessary people in any business. But you really do have to back yourself and just do it.